Yep. We are live. We are live. It's almost like uh I predicted this crash here. Here I am, $1,000 in the profit on a Bitcoin short. Guys, it's a bear market, and the people taking intelligent positions on the market are making money on the short side. There's some long opportunities too, but there is some big news today. The World Liberty Financial stablecoin USD1 was attacked. I couldn't have possibly predicted that. But what I did know is that there is a tendency in a Bitcoin bear market, which historically has a tendency to last about 1 year. There's a tendency for the price of Bitcoin in a bear market to go lower. Who would have thunk it? If you just look at the historical moves of the market, this is actually really easy to play. I think. I am not a financial advisor. I'm a bald guy on the internet that loves cryptocurrency, loves creating crypto content, and I do so every single day with my partner on this channel, Blacksea. Welcome to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Jake in the chat asking, are we done for? I'm going to change your language. Should I sell it all is the question that I'm getting in the chat. Well, I cannot make the decision for you, Jake, of whether you do or do not sell. I am not a financial advisor, but stick around this video. You will understand where my mind is at and what I believe is coming. And maybe in there, you can get some ideas to spin around for yourself as to what you should do. But let me tell you this. If you are not doing your own research, then you are not setting yourself up for success. You've got to dig into this stuff for yourself, just as we do. As you see, I refreshed the chart. Yes, we had 67K yesterday. Here we are at 64K today. And seemingly, we have the president's coin on the verge of a collapse. What is going on? Let's jump right into this story. This is the Crypto Report. Shout out to the comment section. Shout out to John in the chat. Handle in the chat saying, hoping it falls to 15,000. Well, I think we could see it down to 40, maybe 30 even. That's Bitcoin. So let's talk a little bit about this. Here's the story on the day. Breaking news, USD1 slipped to around 98 cents on Binance before recovering within minutes. At the same time, World Liberty Financial fell roughly 7%. Now, I didn't really have an interest in buying the World Liberty Financial token. Seems just a bizarre to me. And plus, we're in a bear market. I'm not really interested in holding almost any altcoins in a bear market. That's me personally. I still have my moon bags, but World Liberty Financial never made the cut for me. I just maybe in the bottom I'll be thinking about some of that stuff, but we'll see. But for those of you guys that don't know, the president's family has a crypto company, World Liberty Financial. They created their own USD1 stablecoin. It depegged from $1. Now, famously, we have seen other stablecoins like Terra Luna depeg from $1, and then that Terra Luna stablecoin collapsed. So this is a very sore spot, okay, in the crypto space. It's a very, very sore spot in the crypto space. And this, in my opinion, is what caused this chaotic sell-off today. This giant candle right here, boom. That candle was created by this story right here. So could I have possibly predicted that? No. Why would I be able to predict that? And the World Liberty team is saying they repelled a coordinated attack involving hacked X accounts, disinformation, and short selling. I couldn't have possibly predicted that was going to happen. But what I do know is that, I believe Bitcoin is going to fall lower. And here are the kind of stories that come out in bear markets. And there's these attacks that happen in bear markets. There's these fearful events. We go back to the Terra Luna stablecoin collapse. That was part of the reason for our bear market last time, along with the FTX collapse. We had a lot happen in the last bear market. But this is bringing back some of those fearful moments. And you've got people panicking on this. Okay. So here we are finding another reason to go lower, even though we didn't need any. We've got all the reason we need. We're in a bear market. We got 4-year cycles. This is a reason for the crypto market to fall lower. So let's just look at some of the other stories around this. This is Coin Bureau reporting on this. Let's look at this interesting post right here. Why is Eric Trump deleting all of his World Liberty Financial and Ethereum posts? Grok, is this true? Didn't answer. When asked again to answer, Grok answers, based on recent reports from crypto news sources, Eric Trump has deleted several World Liberty Financial related posts on X. This happened amid a suspected coordinated attack on World Liberty Financial's USD1, which briefly depegged and caused World Liberty Financial's price to drop. No confirmed details on Ethereum-specific deletions or the exact motive. And so basically, it is confirmed that Eric Trump's account has some posts that are no longer there. The question then remains, did he delete them? Did somebody hack his account and then delete them? And if he did delete them himself, why did he do that? Side note, he's able to post. Here he is, February 23rd at 8:31 a.m. Extremely excited to bring the Trump organization to the Maldives and combine these two incredible worlds, hard assets with digital assets. World Liberty Financial will lead the way. Here you go. A crypto publication saying World Liberty Financial to build tokenized luxury resorts in the Maldives. Here's a lot of details about it. There's tokens with fixed yield and loan revenue. So here you go. He's posting this morning. I think the attack happened right around the time of this post. But this seems to be a legit post. So I don't know. Did he get hacked? If he did, then maybe that guy deleted the post. Why would that guy delete the post? Did Eric Trump delete the post himself? What's the point of him deleting posts? There's just a lot of question marks floating around on this, okay? And it doesn't help right now that the stock market is hurting right now too. Here's the Dow down 1.4% today. NASDAQ's down 0.85%. The Russell's down 1.74%. The S&P is down 1%. That's a big sell-off. Over the weekend, we had the president have his tariffs deemed illegal by the Supreme Court. We had the president then use a new law to not only keep his tariffs that are technically, according to the Supreme Court, illegal in place, but he added more tariffs on top, originally 10%, then he juiced it up to 15%. Look at the news that is unfolding right now. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy what's going on. So the tariffs are triggering a fresh round of global trade confusion. The stock market's falling. These tariffs are the magic trick. He's like pulling a coin out from behind his ear. It seems like every other day. And the markets do not like uncertainty. Crypto on its own right is in a bear market right now. And one funny thing I think that's happening right now during this bear market is out of nowhere, Sam Bankman-Fried in prison right now has been talking positively about this pro-crypto president. He definitely wants a pardon. Pharma gouges Americans on RX. Trump RX is how you start to stop that. This is a huge step in the right direction. Now insurance companies need to get on board so that Americans don't have to choose between fair price and insurance. He is giving exposure to Truth Social posts for the president, talking about how great and wonderful this pharma solution is, which, whether or not Trump RX is good or not, beside the point. I've actually heard some positive feedback about it as well. I live in the insurance world, believe it or not. And I'm sure there's some negatives to it or whatever, but there's a good and bad to everything. But my point here is we are in a bear market. We are in this alternate reality universe where Sam Bankman-Fried, a seemingly I believed he was, very hard on the opposite side of the president, contributing more towards Democrats from what it seemed, is like flipping to go the other way. Why? Clearly, dude wants a pardon from the president. This is some bear market stuff if I've ever seen it. Anyway, so I mean, here I am in a short position with a take profits at $268 in the green here. Set up to win this trade no matter what. I could certainly sell it right now. However, you know what? I'm going to keep this trade open. We'll see if we can make more on it. If you want to trade, by the way, check out the affiliate in the description down below. By the way, we have a private Discord. You can get access to our private Discord for free. When you sign up for Blofin using the link in the description down below, you'll get free access to our private Discord simply by signing up. If you deposit, there are deposit bonuses for you guys as well. Like right now, for the first 100 users that sign up during this campaign that's going on right now, you can deposit $2,000 to make $300 for free. For the first 100 users. I don't know if that's done yet. I know we've had a lot of people signing up lately, so check that out. If you want to trade, or if you don't want to trade, you can just get access to our private Discord, so that's there for you as well. This story was crazy. What else we got going on today? The odds of the Clarity Act passing in 2026 have just fallen from 72% down to 42%. So this was another reason that I actually opened up a little bit of a short position. When I see all of a sudden a flurry of positive news stories that don't have any real degree of certainty to it, like we saw the White House meeting happening for the third time. We saw Brian Armstrong over the weekend come out, talk very positively about the Crypto Clarity Act. And we saw Brad Garlinghouse, the XRP CEO, talking very positively about the Crypto Clarity Act. We're talking about the government here, guys. The odds of the Crypto Clarity Act getting signed into law shot up to like 80% over the weekend. Like a little too good to be true. It's just, I know these stupid games that politicians play, left, right, up, down, center, up, everybody does it. Everybody plays these games and they want the Crypto Clarity Act to be put through. They want excitement in the crypto community. However, it's taking a very long time. Certainly the World Liberty Financial issue today ain't going to help the cause. It seems like they've got it under control. The World Liberty Financial token is back to its dollar peg and all that. People have fear, though, of the Terra Luna collapse. The banks hate crypto yield for stablecoins. They do not want people getting yield for stablecoins. That is going to be one that is going to be very difficult to see the banks relinquishing. I don't see a world where the banks are going to relinquish that. Armin Clark, hey, Oscar Ramos in the chat. How's it going, brother, man? How's it going? I want to pump us, brother, but I got to be honest. I think we got to dump us. I think we're dumping. That's the name of the game right now. And this is something I've been talking about for, honestly, since we called the bottom of the last bull market, we're talking about a top in 2025 in the fall, and boom, it happened. October, the big liquidation day. And I can't believe, I saw this post. Am I going to do this? Yeah, I'm going to do this. I saw this post from Coin Bureau, who got great content, fantastic content. Oh man. Hold on. Let me just see what I put out here. Yeah. So I saw this post from Coin Bureau basically saying, oh man, now I can't find it. Oh, well, but it was basically saying that, the October 10th, $20 billion liquidation event turned out to be a sign that the bear market was coming. Well, of course it was. The $20 billion liquidation event was insane, guys. That was the event that said to all of us, it's a bear market. The bear market begins now. Hindsight's 2020, as always, but also foresight's pretty cool too. And so, we were pretty on top of that. I had a little bit of hope that November and December was going to be more of a pump. I wanted that because, the big argument was like, well, we didn't have an altcoin season yet, so we're due for that. And I understand that we all kind of got caught up in that. When that October 10th crash happened, though, go back to my content. Like, that's when I flipped bearish, basically officially. A week after that event, I was locked in for a bear market. That was the way that I felt about it. And so anyway, somebody came out, big name, said like, this must have been, looking back, this must have been the reason. And I just said, duh. And we said that this is a very sketchy $20 billion crash that happened and obvious. And so when I saw the odds of the Clarity Act jumping up to 80%, I was like, you know what? A little bit of excitement, a little bit of optimism. We saw the price of Bitcoin popping off. I believe that we still need to head lower in this bear market. So it's like, you know what? I'm looking at it kind of at the top of a range. I took a short. So that's how I'm profitable on this trade right now. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I'm not here to give financial advice. But this is just the way that I think about the market. I'm just trying to think about it in a very logical way. I'm bullish on crypto. It's a bear market. Here's a bullish story. Crypto.com just secured conditional OCC approval as it moves towards becoming a federally regulated U.S. bank. Ripple is doing the same. We see a lot of progress for crypto. The Crypto Clarity Act, though it keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed, eventually it will come into fruition. And imagine a world where, the crypto, here's the problem right now. Here's the big problem with the Crypto Clarity Act. If crypto.com wants to become a US bank, and Ripple wants to become a US bank, and Coinbase wants to become a US bank, and they're able to offer these stablecoin yields, but traditional banks can't offer these, there's an imbalance there. And so I get where the banking industry is coming from, but at the same time, just let's let the banks offer the crypto coin stablecoin yield. That's gonna require them to start introducing cryptocurrency in a more meaningful way as well. Level the playing field for all parties. I think you need a level playing field, but let's be very clear right now. It's certainly not a level playing field. That's why you have the whole controversy over remember the whole crypto industry getting debanked? There's an example of where there's not a level playing field. The banks are now like, well, it wouldn't be a level playing field if the crypto stable coins people get yield on. And yeah, okay, maybe that's the case. And so why don't you offer the yield too or something? Figure out a way to offer the yield. I just think that this all needs to get sorted out. This is a lot to sort out, though. And so when we get all excited that it's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, remember, there's like a lot of cooks in this kitchen, and it's going to take them a long time to make it a really great system, a really good one, really good. Frankly, I think it's going to take longer than anybody would have expected. That's true. That's true. So anyway, that's kind of my take on this. This is great news. There's a lot of great news hidden in the not so great news, like, the president's son deleting his World Liberty Financial and Ethereum post. I do not have the answer to why you have people saying this kind of stuff right now. Probably not. Probably not. People are calling, the whole World Liberty Financial thing, they're giving it a big thumbs down publicly right now. They're attacking them. I'm just reporting the news. I don't know what truly is going on with World Liberty Financial, but this is the big news of the day. USD1 was in a targeted attack. They claim that the efforts have failed. And so were there actually paid influencers to spread FUD? I don't know. I don't see actual proof of that at this point. I haven't dug terribly hard on it. I think that it's just something where crypto, in my mind, is you can make it really simple for yourself, okay? If you're just buying Bitcoin, that's as simple as it gets. Now, you want to get some more gains because you think that Bitcoin's boring and its market cap is too high and the price is too high and I can't afford to hold Bitcoin. I understand that feeling as much as I might not actually agree with that. I do agree with the fact that there are opportunities to make more money in altcoins. And so what I don't agree with is, the market cap's too high or the price is too much for Bitcoin. What I go back to is, hey, Bitcoin's here. It's the king. You want to make a little bit more money, you play around in the altcoin space, and you're probably going over some of the top coins. And you want to take a bigger risk than you're going for some of the smaller cap coins, or you're going after a really big risk, which would be going after some of the brand new projects that come out of nowhere. I view World Liberty Financial as a big risk personally, because it's a new project for this cycle. Bitcoin's been around for a long time. We understand that. Ethereum's been around for a very long time. We understand that. Frankly, I'm not actually tremendously interested in buying Ethereum, honestly, because there's a lot of problems with the Ethereum Foundation. There's a lot of problems with, have you ever used Ethereum? Have you ever spent money on transactions? Well, then you're like, okay, well, there's L2 solutions for Ethereum. And I'm like, okay, that's great. There's a million of them. Which L2 solution am I going to use? What am I going to use it for? Is it a good L2 solution? Which one's going to be the big one? There's a lot of these questions out there with Ethereum that aren't quite answered. You've also then got competitors like Solana. Solana's really great too, but there's blackouts on the network. Is that something that's improved by now? Nothing's gone more viral than Solana got in the last bull market, arguably. So is Solana going to be the next Ethereum? This is kind of where my brain goes. Then you've got crypto.com, a major exchange, which has their own blockchain. And I think that there's good hope for that blockchain in the future. They presented also with the president's crypto companies. So you have all these things going on. Binance, the largest exchange in the world. You've got Cardano, who is the ex-founder. So I look at all this stuff, and I think that you got to look at a few key things. One, what's been around the longest? Two, what is a logical narrative? Where's the actual use case for these blockchains? Like Solana, I could envision that. Ethereum, I can understand it, though I do believe that Ethereum has taken a really long time to do what it's promised to do. Like Like, why don't we have Ethereum on the, why don't we have Uber on the Ethereum blockchain yet? Why hasn't anybody developed that business model on Ethereum? Because it's very complex. It's very difficult. And so we're moving towards this future where everybody thinks that social media is going to be on the blockchain. Uber is going to be on the blockchain, yet we're still not seeing it. So what this means is we have a long way to go before we actually see these winners play out. And so if you want exposure to the S&P 500 of crypto, you buy Bitcoin. And it does a few things. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your own research, guys. But this is the way I see it. In a crash, you're protected from the downside that altcoins might get if you're in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down 20%, altcoins probably came down 60%. That's kind of what we see. And that's a very wide range, but that's generally what we see. And if Bitcoin goes up 20%, you typically see altcoins go up 100% or more, right? But sometimes Bitcoin goes up and altcoins don't go up. And I feel like we had a lot of that happen in the last bull market. And I think that's because there's so many projects that were so spread out in the crypto space that nobody knows what to get. And I believe that in the next bull market, people are going to be more focused on the top projects and some of the ones that actually, have been around for a while, and being a little less like, I don't think there's going to be quite as a chaotic meme coin mania as we saw last time. That was crazy. There will be more meme coin manias. I just don't think it's going to get as nuts as it got last time. I don't think that altcoins are dead forever. Some people are saying that. I think me and Blacksea disagree a little bit on that. I'm a little bit more optimistic on altcoins in general, I think, than a lot of folks out there. But it's only because, like, I just have seen this happen time and time again. Even in the last bull market where altcoins underperformed, what you notice is that, like, Solana, which Blacksea nailed Solana from $8 till $300, it had a huge, incredible run. But everybody says, well, altcoins were just terrible last cycle. Not true. Most altcoins were terrible. Some altcoins were incredible. Which ones? XRP was pretty darn good for a moment. Solana was fantastic, arguably the best top coin that had a performance in the last cycle. It was crazy what it did. And I think there's going to be some great opportunities for some of that in the future. But we need to get through this bear market right now. This is a perfect bear market narrative to continue the downward price action that we've been seeing. The stock market showing weakness right now. Let's pull up the chart. Let's do a little bit of a Q&A. Hope everybody's doing well right now. I want to go through this real quick just as a fresh reminder for everybody. Here is your 200-week moving average, this beautiful, colorful line for Bitcoin. You've always, always, always seen a weekly candle touchdown to this trend line in a bear market for crypto, for Bitcoin. And so what I do expect is from here, Bitcoin at least has to crash another 10%. But then even from there, that's 58K. So in my mind, I feel about 90% sure that we're going to see 58K. I feel like 95. I personally feel like over 99% sure that we're going to see at least the dip to 58K. And I could be wrong, right? I'm a bald guy on the internet. So, give me a little slack. But, historically, we've seen like a 33% crash from there. That's 39K. I'm not going to be surprised to see Bitcoin down to 39K. It could play out two ways. One, it could play out like this bear market where we came down, rested on it, didn't break down below it, came back up, then found our little breakdown below it here, and then we came back up. Okay, that's one way where you see the bounce and then the breakthrough and then the rally back up. We could see it another way, which is kind of what I'm expecting this time, to be honest with you, where we just have ultimate weakness. We break down through it. We stay down through it. It's extremely brutal. Everybody thinks that it's over. And we come back up, we bounce off of it, and we continue some kind of bull market with some, one or two bounces off the 200-week moving average before we go up. So kind of the way I'm thinking about it is I think we're going to crumble down somewhere in here. I think we could linger in these areas for a minute, and then we're going to come back up. And I think the 2027, 2028, 2029. Well, let's see here. So, because if we got 2026, hold on. So this is 2022. Then we got 23, 4, 5. So this is 2026. We got 2027, 8, 9. Yeah. So somewhere in 2029, I believe then is going to be about the peak of our next cycle. So we got a long time to buy this dip in my mind. It's going to be great. I think we've got, another 6-7 months to buy Bitcoin at these low prices, maybe a little bit more. And we're probably going to get about around October of 2026, I think. And we're going to find a bottom. And I think then we can rally from there and start climbing our way back up the mountain. Unless we find some sort of bottom sooner, maybe even this summer, we get a rally back above the 200-week moving average, then we retest it and we reject back down, and we kind of go back to what happened between 2017 and 2021. So, these bull markets are never exactly the same, so you have to be open for anything in that region. But I with a relatively high degree of confidence, I feel very strongly that Bitcoin could easily fall down to the $40,000 price range, which is why I slapped it up on that thumbnail. So if you're holding altcoins right now, are you prepared for like CRO to dip down to 3 cents? If you've got all your net worth in CRO and you're watching it go down to 3 cents, that's probably not a great feeling right now. Now, if you've got 1% of your net worth in Crow and it goes down to this level, I think you can afford to take that hit and enjoy the opportunity to buy that dip. If Crow coin goes from 3 cents to $1 one day, wow, that would be insane. That's over a 30x on your money. That's incredible. What is that? What is that? Is that a 30x on your money? Yeah, I think that's a 30x on your money. It's like over 30x on your money. That would be incredible. I'm not going to tell people to buy or sell or whatever, but what I'm doing personally is I believe, like I said, Bitcoin's coming down to some of these lower levels, and I'm preparing for that. I am sitting on my hands, bought the slightest bit of Bitcoin on these dips, just the slightest bit. Frankly, I kind of regret buying some. I think it's going to come lower. I think it's going to come a lot lower. And I think that with the cash that I've been stacking on the sidelines, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy buying the heck out of this huge dip for Bitcoin, this huge dip coming for altcoins. And I'm trying to make more money. And one of the ways that I'm trying to make more money to buy the heck out of that dip is trading this stuff. And that's why it's nice to be $1,000 in the profit right now on this Bitcoin short, taking that money so that I can buy the dip. If Bitcoin goes down to 30K, this trade right here is 1/30th of a Bitcoin. So complete this trade 30 times, boom, I just earned a Bitcoin if I inject all that capital into Bitcoin at the price of 30K and I win this trade 30 times. This is the way that my brain works, okay? This is me. This is not financial advice. It's not necessarily easy. It's definitely not easy to trade. You got to go through a world of mistakes, honestly, to do it. So you can demo trade, you could copy trade. You don't have to trade at all. But if you want access to our private Discord when you sign up for Blofin using the link in the description down below, you'll get access to our private Discord for free. There are some trade signals in there, not financial advice. But if you want to have a conversation with me and Blacksea about crypto, about our trading strategies, about what you've got going on, again, we are not financial advisors, but we'd love to have a conversation with you. And we absolutely love crypto. And we're going to continue to chit chat about it day in, day out. Day in, day out. How's it going in the chat? So let's see what's cooking. Bufflink says we have to pay the poor people 4.5%. I don't know what you're saying, Bufflink. Ultra Justin says, what's going on, brother? Hard to catch you live these days. Yeah, man, I'm going to keep you on your toes. We're putting out less content. I feel like, and I'd like to hear from you guys, we're putting out a little less content and a little bit of an experiment here. I feel like if we're putting out too much content, you guys aren't interested in viewing that content because you feel like you've already caught up on the day or something. And so we went from 4 videos a day down to 2 videos a day, plus 2 shorts, always 2 shorts. Have you guys noticed that? Do you have any feelings about that? What I don't want to do is be too repetitive and bore anybody. I want to have effective videos where people are watching it longer. People are clicking on it because they're actually interested in watching more content. My fear is if we're putting out too much content at a time where people frankly aren't that interested in crypto, well, then, why are we going to get views on those videos? If already people already know the news or don't care about the news and people hate crypto right now, because a lot of people hate crypto right now and they're losing, they don't even want to watch crypto content. So we figured, hey, let's see if we can improve our, click-through rate and our watch time, and with the ultimate goal of giving people more meaningful content, keeping our viewers happier by doing less content. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I don't know if that's the right approach. And so here's my platform to ask you guys for feedback. If you've got any, I'm all ears. It's all a grand experiment. We might go back to doing 6 videos a day. At one point, we were doing 6 videos a day, 6 long form videos a day. That was wild. I think 5 long form videos a day was our peak. But me and Blacksea are trying to do this right. We're trying to do this right. We're trying to educate people. We're trying to entertain people. We're trying to give people content that they actually want. to see. And we're not trying to also tell people what they want to hear. So that's a challenge, because I feel like a lot of the people in the crypto space, okay, here we go. I could be out there in front of like a rental Lambo with, King's crown on, and I don't know, doing some weird fake thing, and telling everybody to go in on 100x whatever, this and that. And but that's not real, and I don't want to do that. And there's people that do that kind of stuff that get crazy views, but we are not going to jeopardize our integrity to do that. Now, if I've got a whatever, I'll wear my gold watch, I'll do whatever, I'll go on a vacation, if it's real, I personally don't have a problem with that. But I do not like this world of crypto grifters where there's like this $1,000 XRP price prediction that somebody is putting out or something. Whoever that might be, there's a bunch of people that are putting out predictions like that. I just don't like that whole thing. So I could be putting out content that's specifically designed to tell people what they want to hear, keep people happy. People only want to listen to bullish news sometimes. Or I could put out the real content, the meaningful content, the thing that you need to hear, something that's still not financial advice, and maybe get less views, but at least keep loyalty, keep trust, sleep at night on it. So that's the approach we're taking to this stuff, guys. John in the chat says Clarity Act gets passed, Bitcoin going to be around 100K by November. It could be. Yeah, I mean, it could be, because I think that the bottom is going to be sometime in, like, I don't know, October. If it comes a little bit before that, maybe the rebound's going to be epic. I doubt it's at 100K by November, but you could be right. That's not totally out of the question. I don't think so, but who knows? Maybe. Rent a Lambo, post a vid, buy my meme point, right? That stuff. Yeah. Right. You get it. Daryl instance. Jake Invest. Jesus. How's it going? Anyway, what other questions you guys got? Anybody remember ordinals and runes? Oh, well, that's, in the depths of a bear market. I do remember that. Oh my gosh, you just reminded me. Actually, shoot, I've got a rune I'm just sitting on. I totally forgot about it. I guess I'll just keep sitting on it. I don't know. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. What else is cooking in the chat? Folks? Do you explore liquidity pools? I've done liquidity pools. Here's the problem with liquidity pools. Let's just pretend that you've got a liquidity pool for, what are we going to do? Let's just say Solana and Tether. Or no, let's do like Solana and Radium. Okay, so it's a top DeFi protocol on Solana. So Solana's got its own coin, Radium's got its own coin. So let's just say you provide to a liquidity pool on Solana and Radium. It's been a while, so forgive me for being a little floppy with this, but you are providing the liquidity for that market to exist. You are supporting that market in it existing. So people that want to trade between Solana and Radium can do so, and there's good liquidity provided by the people. Decentralized finance is you and me helping create this market of Solana and Radium. And what's cool is sometimes, all times, you will get some sort of APY. You'll get some sort of yield for providing that liquidity, and you'll actually get some return on your Solana and on your Radium. The problem is if the price of Solana goes up and the price of Radium doesn't, or let's say the price of Solana goes up and the price of Radium doesn't, those rewards that you're getting are actually going to be in question as to whether you would have been better off just holding Solana that went up in price, or if you would have been better off providing liquidity and getting that yield. Liquidity pools work the best when the market is flat. If Solana did nothing in price and Radium did nothing in price, well, then obviously a liquidity pool is pretty good, because let's just pretend you're getting 10% for offering liquidity for the pair between Solana and Radium, and the prices just are stuck. Now you're earning some extra APY. Maybe you could just make some more money staking your Solana too, by the way. So you got to look at all these things and evaluate all the different places you can get yield and evaluate the risk. There is a risk factor, because if all of a sudden, if Solana goes down a lot or Solana goes up a lot and Radium doesn't, or vice versa, if they start splitting in price, you're taking on more risk. And you know what I found is it's complicated to manage, and it's something that doesn't always work. It can work. It has worked for me, and I've also seen actually a lot other examples of where people have gotten wrecked providing liquidity pools. So you kind of have to be careful in that regard. And that's about as good of an explanation as I can get with you right there. There is risk to liquidity pools when the prices have a lot of variance between them when the spread grows. So currently I'm with BTC Wrap Pro with a 65 nicely. And so what you got to ask yourself is, would you be better off in first of all, would you be better off in cash than being even in the liquidity pool in the first place? Right? Because if both the assets are climbing down, yeah, you're earning liquidity and maybe you're earning more of those tokens, but are you actually winning, or would you have been better off putting that cash on the sidelines? Another question you can ask yourself in that situation is, would I have been better off being all in Bitcoin or all in Crow? Probably all, in Bitcoin, I guess would be the assumption. Would I have been better off just being all in Bitcoin and just staking my Bitcoin, right? You can stake, I think, your Bitcoin now. No, you can stake your USDC with Coinbase to earn Bitcoin. And so maybe, there's a lot of different things that you have to consider. It's not just like, hey, I'm getting this yield. It's like, well, where else could my money have been, and what other yield could I have been getting? And so you got to run yourself through all these kind of equations and try to figure this stuff out. But it does help DCA your Crow and Bitcoin. Yeah. So there's a point there, Ultra Justin. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of math you got to do, and you got to kind of look at it. Frankly, I don't think it needs to be that complicated. And there's a lot of people who love to provide liquidity, and we need liquidity to be provided by people in order for these DeFi markets to exist. So it is important that people are doing that and providing liquidity and taking those risks. And there are different risks to providing liquidity for different trading pairs. So Eat This in the chat says, I live in Maine, and as of yesterday, I've been able to stake my ADA on Robinhood. Why is there no news on this? Man, probably just because there's a lot other bigger stories going on between, the president's tariffs, between, the World Liberty Financial thing now, between the White House Crypto Clarity Act conversation, between all these different things. Plus, one thing, it's Cardano really, if you go and watch CNBC and you look at them report on the crypto news, Solana, Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. Are they ever talking about anything else? Not really. And so it's not in the big four. Let's call the big four. Yeah. And so, it is a good story, and it's good. How much can you get on your ADA, Robinhood? Curious. Yo in the chat says, do you think we're in a bear market? Yeah, I'm extremely confident we're in a bear market. Here you go. I am shorting Bitcoin. I'm $973 in the profit. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You want to trade as well? Sign up for Blofin using the link down below. Not saying open up a short here, not saying open up a long. I'm just saying I'm trading the market because I know there's volatility to play around with. And I'm trying to make money. I believe we're in a bear market so that I can invest that money I make in the bottom of the bear market, because I think Bitcoin's still going to half from here. I think Bitcoin can go down to 30K, 35, 40K. 1.52% yield. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. And says it's pretty basic. What's pretty basic? Curious. Thanks for there's a lot of new names here. I haven't been going live a lot. I frankly, not enough people were watching for it to be worth it, but I do think that it is meaningful to go out here, do these live streams, share all my, you know, back engine brain thoughts. But connect with you guys. I really, really love connecting with you guys a lot. So it's great to see everybody here. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. The content's free to watch. So subscribe for more content. Hit the like button. Share it with your friends. If you want to trade with us, you got a private Discord, so we can chat in there if you want. Yeah, check out VFAP. I never heard of that. Average John says, there you go. Yeah, is that my, you enjoy my explanation of bear market? Is that what you're getting at here? Let's look at the charts real quick. Let's see what's cooking. Guys, I hate to say it, XRP, let's talk about it. I know a lot of people hold XRP. XRP could easily go down to 38 cents. Why? Historically, you've seen XRP come down 61% below the 200-week moving average. That's what this colorful line is. And so if we come down 61% below the 200-week moving average, I mean, we're close. 43. I forget. I was looking at something the other day that said we could come down to 38, maybe 44. Under 50 cent XRP. That could be on the table. Ethereum. Ah, man. Where can Ethereum come down to? I mean, I think Ethereum might even revisit $1,000. Let's see how that goes. Dogecoin's coming down to the bottom of this big channel. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dogecoin put in a big scare, come back down to 4 cents. These are all things that people don't want to hear, but I got to keep talking about it. 700 to 800. You say that because 700 to 800. Let's check this out. Why do you say that? 700 to 800. Well, 900. That's this little bottom right here. What if Ethereum came back down to $400? That would be crazy. 822 seems nice, somewhere around this. 800 to 900, 700 to 800. I don't really see the 700 to 800. It's a really random level. Nothing obvious with the eyeballs there, but yeah, 800 to 900. Sure. BSS in the chat says, I'm buying BTC automatically every Friday, all through the bear market. I don't mind that at all. Yo, in the chat says, what are your thoughts on how long this bear market will last? Last bear market was about 7 months. Was it? Was it, brother? Actually, let's look at that. So we just had a challenge flag thrown up. Yo in the chat said that the last bear market was about 7 months. Let's see if that's true. Here you go. There's the high. And there's the low. 378 days. 365 days in a year. 378 days, that looks like a year and a month to me. Now, some people might say, well, the bear market didn't start till this other little peak right here. And maybe that's what you're saying, which I don't actually hear a lot of people saying that, but there's 224 days, 217 days. Quick math says that's probably what you're looking at. However, measuring a bear market for me, from the tippy top to the low, it's 1 year. And by the way, yo, in the chat, that's exactly how long it is almost every time, about 370-ish days. There's 2 bull markets ago, 370 from here to here, 370 from here to here. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say easily could be 370 days from here to there. And what does that bring us to? You can't see it at the bottom of my screen, but that right here where this line is, right there, that is October of 2026. And that's the bottom I've been calling for years. And I still have high conviction on that. So bear market lasts a little over a year. Daryl in the chat says, where are the likes? I don't know. We got to get those likes up, though. Smash them, guys. Smash them, bash them. Smash those likes. What do you think about that, yo? Yo, foul in the chat. Curious. Shout out to BSS, by the way. He's been a member on this channel for 25 months. You get priority replies to comments, and you just get extra love. You're helping support the channel when you become a member. Ken in the chat says, if you follow the stables, you'll find your gem. Look at what outpaced ETH in transactions. I don't know what you're, I mean, Solana, what are you, what? What does that mean? If you follow the stables, you'll find your gem. What are you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? Have you heard of VFAT? I have not. Look, I'm not really interested in the next up and coming crypto project right now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not about that right now. It's about staying alive in a bear market and planning a strategy to buy Bitcoin at its lows. Frankly, it's my number one priority right now. And I believe that to be a winning strategy. And at some point, there will be a pivot into altcoins. However, I have the least amount of confidence in altcoins that I've had in a very long time. So why would I go into something that I have the least amount of confidence in and explore another project? I'm frankly not that interested in new crypto projects right now. I'm not. I'm interested in the projects that have been around. I'm interested in the projects that have stood the test of time. I'm interested in Bitcoin primarily. And I know there will be some great opportunities, again, probably on a Doge and probably on a Crow and whoever, whatever. A lot of the top projects, XRP is going to pop again after having a brutal crash. That's what I'm focused on. I'm trying to tell it how it is, guys. Preach, eat this. Appreciate it. I'm not saying eat this. I'm saying there's a guy named Eat This in the chat. He says preach. And I say, I preach. Yo agrees with me. Okay. Well, hey, appreciate you guys. Are you guys already subscribers? If you're not, subscribe. I'd love to get you guys in the comment section chatting with us. Join our private Discord. It's easy to do. You sign up for Blofin. Create a new account with Blofin. You get access to our private Discord. You don't have to trade. But join the community, guys. We absolutely love people that are using their noggin to figure out this market, to engage in a dialogue. We want to build a smart trading community, a fun community where, no question's a dumb question, by the way. No question's a dumb question. All questions are good. The smartest person in the room isn't the person that pretends like they know everything. The smartest person in the room is the person that's always asking questions. And I'm trying to always ask questions. I don't never claim to be the smartest person in the room. I always say I cut myself down. I'm a ball guy on the internet. Okay. But one thing that I know that I do pretty well is I am asking questions. I am looking into things. I'm not taking something that I see at face value, right? When everybody says super cycle, well, look what I was doing. I was saying, I don't know. And here's why I don't know. I think that the top's coming in, fall of 2025. And it did. And so, we've really been nailing the market. It's been a lot of fun to create content in the bull market. And it's been really hard to create content in the bear market, because if I'm telling you guys the truth, which I have been, what my truth is, I believe we're in a bear market. I believe this bear market's going to last for many more months. And I believe there will be an incredible Bitcoin buying opportunity and some altcoin opportunities that, frankly, I don't care about yet, because I'm focused on Bitcoin right now. I think it's the thing to be focused on, and I talk about some of the other coins too, because I know people want to hear about those things, and I'll tell you about those other things too. But if you've noticed, if I'm talking about Crow, I'm bearish on Crow for the short time being, because I, again, believe Bitcoin's in a greater bear market, and I don't think that altcoins can explode while Bitcoin's crashing. Yo says, stinks when you're down in your own bags, but you have no capital to buy the bottoms. That's exactly a thing. And that's why, we created this channel, because I've been in that position in previous bear markets, and from the bull markets, I didn't take enough profit, and previous bull markets, I didn't take profit at all. And that's really one of the reasons we created this channel, because we wanted to educate people on some of the mistakes that we made and show people how we've gotten better at crypto over time. And, we've still made some mistakes, but we've made less and less mistakes over time and done it better and better with each bull market. And one thing we've said through the whole thing is, well, crypto seems like it's here to stay. And the biggest mistake I've seen people make over and over and over again is they had Bitcoin, or they had a lot more Bitcoin, and they traded it for altcoins, or they, had Bitcoin and sold it all, back in a previous bull market, and like looked at it in the highs of this one and said, oh my gosh, what have I done? I know a lot of people that have fumbled big, beautiful bags of Bitcoin and Shiba Inu and whatever. But Bitcoin is the focus for now, and there will be great altcoin opportunities as well. Join our private Discord by signing up for Blofin, link down below if you want to check that out. I got it pinned in the chat as well. So what else is cooking, guys? What else is cooking, guys? Let's see what we got going on here. 15-minute candles for Bitcoin. How's it going? Poke, Bear, Ride, Bull. Good to see you too. Thanks for hopping back. Thanks for hopping back in. It's almost like you guys missed me. Well, I missed you too. It's good to see you. All right. Well, Poke, Bear, Ride, Bull, you hopped in right at the end. I think I'm going to call it a day. Seems like the chat's slowing down. I'm short in this market. Currently, wonderfully, beautifully in the profit on a Bitcoin short, 1,063 in the green with a stop loss at 268 in the green. Gonna win this trade no matter what, so long as I leave the stop loss here. If you want to trade as well, sign up for Blofin using the link in the description down below. It looks something like this. It's there for you. When you sign up for Blofin, you will get access to our private Discord absolutely for free. Eat this in the chat says, my thoughts on Chainlink is it's going to be a slow burn, big return down the road. Chainlink has had a lot of explosions in the past. Chainlink's probably a good example of a coin that has some kind of move coming in the future. I'd say. Do I invest in stocks as well, or mainly crypto? In the past, it was mainly crypto, but as time has gone on, you got to pay attention to stocks as well. You got to pay attention to stocks as well. I think that stocks are very important. Your retirement accounts. I think that, at least the S&P 500 has got to be on your menu. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. Do your own research, but the S&P 500, hard to beat. Unless you buy Bitcoin, I guess. Historically, Bitcoin has just been crushing. So, yeah, you got to have a multi-pronged strategy, I think, and work one that works for you. So we'll keep the content coming. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCA. Hold on, 2 videos here. Actually, that doesn't happen on these live streams. Anyway, I'm so used to my regular videos. We usually have these little videos that pop up. Bitcoin's at 64K. I think it could be in probably in the 50s by the next time I stream. We'll see. Smash like, subscribe to the channel. DCA. Hold y'all. See you next time. Peace, guys.